and thanks for making Tiger TV Network your source for news and information here at Middleton High. I'm Jonathan Flores.
And I'm Devin Schumacher. Our top story this morning, 20 years since 9/11. Tomorrow marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11 attacks on America. Thousands of lives were lost that day, and life as it was never the same again.
We spoke to a few Tiger teachers who remembered that day and how it impacted them.
I believe what I was seeing because in my lifetime I'd never seen anything like it. So it was definitely a shock. And from that day, I went back to work the next day, that Wednesday, and we worked 12-hour shifts for about 2 weeks, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, covering 9/11.
I was at Alonzo High School between classes when it occurred, where we saw it on television.
I was in my junior math class. So I was a junior in high school sitting in class, and they came over the announcements to make an announcement that there had been a strike on one of the Twin Towers in New York City. And then I remember in our lunchroom that day, they had pulled out, one of those old big butt TVs, and they had some news on in there. And then I remember later in the day, they came on again to speak of the other two incidents that happened.
I was in 8th grade, middle school. I was sitting in math class, and one of the students got a text from her parent, and she ran out crying. And then the rest of the class kind of was wondering what was going on, so the teachers finally had to let us know. And then a bunch of parents came to pick us up. My friend Michelle picked us up, and we basically sat home all day and watched the TV in shock.
11, it was my first week in grad school in Washington, D.C. And it was quite interesting because when 9/11 struck, not only did it hit New York City, it also affected the Pentagon in Arlington. And I was able to see that effect in smokes during that time.
In other news, and on a much lighter note, it's hard to believe that we're about halfway through the first quarter of school. And that means parents will get an update on the academic progress during the upcoming conference night. Reporter Tamisha Woods has more.
Thanks, Devin. Tigers, the first 9 weeks are winding down quickly. Believe it or not, we are more than halfway there. That's good news for our seniors, especially if you're on the right track for graduation. Meanwhile, for all of us, our parents are about to find out exactly how we're doing. Conference night is next Thursday, September 16th. It will be virtual only from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Your teachers will provide, if they have not done so already, a sign-up link on Canvas. I'm Tamisha Woods. Jonathan, back to you.
Thanks, Tamisha. We're trying to get back to a sense of normalcy here in the land of the Tigers. The highly anticipated Heritage Classic football matchup takes place next Friday here at home, and there are a lot of activities lined up next week leading up to the event. Here's reporter Jasmine Robinson with a preview.
Thanks, Jonathan. We are just a week away from the game of the year. Our Tiger varsity football team is preparing for their conference matchup with our longtime rival, Blake High School. The game is dubbed the Heritage Classic. Now we're expecting a week of events leading up to the game. However, plans are still being ironed out at this hour. Monitor your Canvas page for possible developments. The game is next Friday, September 17th, here at home. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. But tonight, our varsity Tigers take on Plant at Plant High School. Game time is at 7 p.m. I'm Jasmine Robinson. I now toss things over to my colleague Keon Reese with the Tiger swim update. Keon?
Thanks, Jasmine. Our swim team is on a roll, handing defeat to just about everyone they take on. Our swim team heads out tomorrow morning for the city relays. Start time is 9 a.m. On Tuesday, they host Gaither at the home pool. Cyrus Green starts at 6:30 p.m. I'm Keon Reese. Jasmine, back to you.
Keon, thank you. Tigers, mark your calendar for all these important events. Again, I'm Jasmine Robinson. Jonathan, back to you.
Thanks, Jasmine. Now here's a look at other sports news, beginning with Jack Joan back with a look at volleyball.
Good morning. I'm on location in our gym that, as you can see, is currently undergoing renovations. All of our volleyball games will be away this season because of this. Our Lady Tigers took on Chamberlain this week, handing the Chiefs a decisive win. Our Tigers travel to Hillsborough High Tuesday night. Game time 6:30 p.m. Go Tigers! I'm Jack Johnbeck. Now back to you in the studio.
Finally this morning, are you in search of volunteer hours? There's an opportunity for you right here on campus. Here's Alyssa Lentz with the story.
Thanks, Devin. Our first theater production of the school year takes place second quarter, but the crew is in need of a lot of help right now. I spoke with one of the executive officers of Middleton's Theater Club a short while ago. Joining me this morning is Taylor Kentish, treasurer of the Middleton Theater Club. I've heard there's an upcoming production from Theater Club. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Of course. We are putting on The Play That Goes Wrong, and it will be in the theater December 3rd and 4th.
How can Middleton students get involved?
They can join the club or join crew.
What exactly is crew?
Crew basically puts the show on. We close and open the curtains, put every prop on, manage the stage and all the scenes. So without crew, there basically be no show.
How do you sign up for crew?
You can message me on Telegram at Taylor K or get in contact with our president, Kirsten Morgo.
When are club meetings?
Club meetings are every Tuesday in the auditorium.
Does everyone have to go to club meetings?
They don't have to, but it's preferred that you do to be more involved.
Thank you for joining me today.
That's our show for today. I'm Jonathan Flores.
And I'm Devin Schumacher. We leave you this morning with a look back at the day that changed America. We remember.
I was a freshman in high school. I was in my t-shirt printing class and we were just kind of sitting around talking. And another teacher came to the door and told our substitute that 2 planes hit the Twin Towers in New York.
I was in my high school Spanish class and it was an interesting thing. All of a sudden people started getting like texts from their parents in class, and then our teacher turned on the TV and like I guess military families were starting to pull their kids out with MacDill Air Force Base nearby. I guess we had some like high-ranking military families that needed to be activated.
I was in the 2nd grade in my classroom. I remember my teacher answering the phone and being really upset, and then everyone getting picked up from school early.
9/11, I was actually coming out of one of my college courses at University of Central Florida, and I was taking a coding class, and my teacher that was teaching the course actually started to cry and said, "Everybody just leave, get out of here." And I didn't know